everyone, today I'm going to be doing another recent reads video where I talk about the books that I've recently read. One thing before we start, Vlogmas, yeah. Well, I guess I stopped. I wanted to get back to it, but it's been like 10 days now and it's just not going to happen. It's just been so busy, really. You know me, I never stick with anything for very long. The last time I did one of these was in September, so I guess these are going to be the books that I've read in October, November, and maybe the beginning of December. I finished like 10 or 11 since my last video, but I won't talk about that many because there's just too many in one video. So I'll do another one of these videos possibly before the end of the year, or maybe just into the new year, because I still need to read a few more books to finish my reading challenge and things like that. But I'll talk about 7 or 8 of them right now. I keep looking over at my Goodreads, sorry. Finally, I finished this book. The Spectacular Now by Tim Tharp. I give this book 3 stars. It took me a really long time to get through it. I don't know why. Like, at the beginning I was really into it. It's very funny and, like, I don't know, easy to read, but it just, I don't know what it was. I just had a hard time getting through it. Sutter Keeley, basically, is kind of this asshole in his senior year. He just likes to party and drink a lot, and he ends up kind of trying to mentor this girl named Amy into becoming more of a cool, kind of less uptight person who doesn't let people walk all over her so easily. And it's just this mess. It's really a mess. The next book that I read was Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, which was really good. I give this book 4 out of 5 stars. And I was really excited to read this book because it's like, it just sounds so cool. It takes place kind of in these like different times. Like, it starts out snowy night in Toronto with this first couple of characters. It's the night that this like plague, or is it a plague? It's this terrible flu that spreads through and like wipes out like a ton of the population on the planet. It also jumps out to this character Kirsten, who was a little girl, a child actress, I think, at the time that the plague broke out. So now she's an adult. It's jumped into the future, and she is part of this theater troupe, kind of like this orchestra. Is it orchestra? And they travel around performing kind of Shakespeare plays, probably other plays too, I can't remember, and like playing music, and it's very interesting. It also kind of jumps to, you know, back to different characters when the plague began, like this guy named Clark, who ends up holed up in this airport for years, I think it was years. The part where it started to drag a bit for me was when there were so many Clark chapters in the airport for like I don't even know how many pages it was, but it just went on and on, Clark in the airport, and it was kind of a little bit dull. That's the part where it kind of dragged a little bit. Like, it did start to drag a bit, kind of in the middle towards the end, but overall I really liked it, and it's a really interesting story. I know that some people are absolutely obsessed and love this book so much. Emily St. John Mandel is from British Columbia. So I've skipped one book because I'm going to come back to it because I want a different order. But anyway, you'll see in a minute. The next book that I'm going to talk about is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling, which is the 5th book in the Harry Potter series. Yes, if you didn't know, I haven't like read the whole Harry Potter series. Okay, there's many people like myself. Yes, okay, calm down. I give this book 5 stars. It's my favorite, I would say, of the series so far. I haven't read the final 2 yet, but I really enjoyed it. I mean, should I really talk about it? Everybody's read this, right? There's this whole, it's really starting to get real. There's so many different little plots going on, and it's filled up. The series is filled up so much. We've been introduced to Luna Lovegood in this book, and so many other characters. My childhood is unfulfilled because I didn't read Harry Potter when I was younger, but you know, I do have a younger cousin. He's 8 now. He's starting to get to that age. He's getting almost old enough to read Harry Potter. I'm getting him on the reading train. He loves to read, so I'm nurturing that a love and gonna get him reading Harry Potter so that he doesn't grow up to be like me. The next 4 books are all part of a series. The Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I give this 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of like very devastating stuff that happens for Selena in this book. I find Selena a bit annoying, and I find just some of the relationships and the pettiness of some of the characters, and how Selena's so arrogant. Like, her arrogance is smothering. It is what it is. That's the character that she is. If all characters were likable, I guess it'd be kind of boring. The Assassin's Blade, which is the kind of collection of short stories that go along with the series, which people say to read after the second book, so I did. In its entirety, I gave this Bind Up 4 stars, solid 4 stars. But just if you want the individual ratings, because there are 5 different stories. The Assassin and the Pirate Lord I gave 3.5 stars. The Assassin and the Healer I gave 4 stars. The Assassin in the Desert I gave 4 stars. The Assassin in the Underworld I gave 4 stars. And the Assassin and the Empire I gave 4 stars. So a pretty solid 4 stars. Almost all across the board except for the first one. And this actually, it gives a lot of information that isn't necessary. Like, you don't necessarily have to read this, but it's definitely helpful, and it really gives you an appreciation for Sam, who was Celaena's like friend slash lover before the series began, who she kind of refers to and talks about a lot. And it also talks a lot about Arobynn, and it just gives you lots of background about Celaena. And her growing up, and the things that led up to the beginning of Throne of Glass. Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I was really binge reading these. I've got to say, first, like right up front, is my least favorite so far in the series. I don't know why, but I just felt like it was I give it 3.5 stars. I felt like it was a weird disconnect from the rest of the series. Now that I'm caught up, it's weird, but it almost felt like a different novel. Like Celaena was off, in this totally different place, away from the other characters, and it would switch back to Chaol and Dorian. It also introduces this character called Manon, who is this, I don't even know what she is. She's some warrior. Is she a fairy? I don't really know. I didn't really care about her storyline. Celaena's out there with Rowan and these fairies, and it just felt like a disconnect. It almost felt like a different story. I don't know if the writing was a little different, or it was just very different. I don't know why, but, I don't know, I found myself not caring as much, which is never good. Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, obviously. So pretty, oh my gosh, these covers are great. Like, they definitely made a good choice by switching from the original covers, which was basically just like a Sarah J. Maas lookalike on the cover, like her face. It's probably my favorite so far of the series. It was great. The more the series continues, the more character point of views we get, and from start to finish, it was like crazy, wild ride. The only reason I gave it less stars is because Celaena is so annoying. Without giving any spoilers, it's hard, but we are introduced to some new characters, and by the end it all kind of ties together and makes sense. And there's just epic battles, and it's so much spoiler, I can't really say anything about it. But Celaena does have a lot of growth, and I don't know if she's necessarily less kind of gets on my nerves. She doesn't really get on my nerves much less, but she's definitely becoming a little more likable, maybe. It's so weird. She seems like she has multiple personality disorder, because sometimes she'll be so like fierce and just cutthroat bitch, like killing people, and just, it's awful. And other times she's like cracking jokes and being all like romantic and sweet, and it's just like, it's the weirdest thing, because it's like complete opposites. I think that's enough. I do have one more book I was going to talk about, but I'll talk about in the next video. If you follow me or are friends with me on Goodreads, you know what I've been reading. If not, it'll be a surprise. I'll probably do one of these again soon, because I've already finished a few more books. But it's really hard to, give reviews without giving any spoilers, but I just want to give a glance over review of the books and kind of talk about them, since I'm not doing wrap-ups now. Just to give you an idea of what I've been reading. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video, so thank you guys for watching. I'll be back soon with another video. Bye! I was really binge watching these, binge reading, yeah. It also introduces, I'm so washed out right now, oh my god, I'm sorry, natural light, guys.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me. 50 for a convertible to light blue.